Today I'm going to show you how I built this email assistant with Make.com's new AI agent. So as you can see, this agent has access to all these tools here. Check my calendar, pull lead data, analyze my Notion CRM, and even read past emails, search the web for context about the client. Working from left to right here, this is what the two scenarios look like. The first one receives the email, drafts a response, and texts me for approval. This second one processes my reply, either sending the email or asking the agent to rewrite it. There's some resources that you need to plug this in. Make.com scenarios, the data store setup, Twilio configuration, and I'll show you how to download that all for free near the end of this video. But first, let's dive into the live demo, and then we'll break down the builds. I'll also touch on some of the limitations during the demo, since Make.com just released this new agent. To get started, I typically pull in a Make.com chat and start talking to that chat here to get all this information. And maybe I'll add this to the description here so you could see the entire chat. And I like to do this because I like to brainstorm. It helps me think of ideas, and it doesn't get it exact. It places the foundation. And after I talk to ChatGPT and ask them what I'm doing and pretty much lay out my design or build, I get them to do a Mermaid chart. And again, it's not exact one for one, but it gives me an idea to reference when I'm building it out. So we'll have scenario 1, for instance, then scenario 2, and we're going to have a Make.com agent here. And I just reference this. So if you see me looking to the side, it's me looking at my chart and what I've built before. So the first thing you want to do is to get a webhook from here and put it into Instantly. Funny enough, when I built this out, Instantly updated their modules. So I'm going to go ahead and copy paste the module that I want. Watch events here. You're not going to have this available. You can also just create a webhook and connect that to Instantly. You can also do that. I just like the blue Thunderbolt there, so I'm going to keep that there for now. So that's the first thing you want to do. And watching events, it's any single email event that happens and instantly this gets triggered, it gets that information there. Again, because the module's just updated maybe a couple days ago, there's going to be a little bit outdated modules that I'm going to be showing you. And you can use the outdated modules because I'm using API webhooks, API version 2, I believe. So it's all up to date. They just decided to update the modules, which is not a big deal. So the first thing you want to do is click watch events here. And we're going to build out the two scenarios and then go back to the Make.com tool to finish it off there. So first we want to add a webhook here. So let's go ahead and add, and let's go demo, test, email. We're going to click save, and we're going to have this hook here. So the next thing you're going to want to do is go over to Instantly, okay? And you want to connect your webhook to Instantly. Click add webhook, demo, email, subject, email, I think it's reply received. Great, campaign, all campaigns, add webhook. There we go, that's the webhook there. Okay, add webhook. Great. And so we have a demo reply webhook, and that should be great and dandy. Let me rename this here to Instantly reply intake approval gate. The reason I did it like this and made an approval gate and then a second scenario with an email being sent out is because I don't want AI to just send out an email randomly. I want to learn from how the AI is talking, have a little bit more human touch, and have a pretty much approval gate. So it gets sent to me. I just say yes if I like the email. And then eventually, maybe a month, 2, 3 after I test this multiple times, then I can make it straight into the email. And I'm going to show you at the end how to do that. It's quite easy to consolidate the two scenarios. So anyways, so we have that test event. Now, the problem is that because we have a test event and we don't have any information coming in, we need to create dummy information. So I was able to pull a test email that was sent and get that information and create some dummy information for you to test and to receive. So if you have Postman, great. If you don't, go ahead and download Postman so you can send some test events to make sure it's running. So this, You want to click on Postman. Here is the test event here. You can add your webhook up here. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that. And I'll have this information in the desktop as well. Create the webhook. We have the same body. This is all demo information. And this is pretty much how to test it. And you want to run once and send. See if it's received. Great. So we have all the information we need to start running this module, running this scenario. So the next thing we're going to do is add the clever new make.com AI agent. Make.com agent AI. There it is. New. So I have the connection, the GPT API key, because when connecting with Claude, one of the issues that I found is that Claude is very strict in the data that it sends and receives. So I had a lot of errors, but if I use the ChatGPT connection here, and you can go ahead and add whatever connection you would like there, it could be Make AI Provider, Anthropic, anything you have. You can go ahead and save that, and it will pull from that, whatever AI you use the most. I would recommend maybe Claude because it sounds a bit more human, but for these purposes, I'm just going to use Make AI's provider there. And I'll have some information in the description again for how to connect those things as well. So we're going to go ahead and close. We have ChatGPT AI connection. We're going to go ahead and make that into a, let's see what we have at our disposal here. There we go. That is the model for Make.com. We're going to do large, powerful. Okay, and so for these instructions, I'm going to paste them from something I had before. It took me a while to get it in here. So when creating Make AI agents, you have to be extremely explicit in what you want it to do. I gave it broad general information before. It did not work. So again, process strict order. So I'm going to read the prospect's reply carefully, analyze the sentiment. So I'm going to add a tool, retrieve instantly campaign information. That's from a tool. Retrieve lead details. That's from a tool. Pull available enrichment data. That's from a tool. Always perform a web search. That's from a tool. CRM duplicate mandatory. And then check the calendar. And then finally, above all, reply to the message, and I have what I want them to say there, and this is all dandy and good to go. So the next thing I want to do is get my inputs here. So the first thing is the reply text. Let's see if I can just reply text. Let's see if I can grab that there. Nope, that did not work. So let's go reply text. Great. Next is the first name. The next is the company name. Okay. Company. So this is very important to do. At the very bottom, you're going to see advanced settings. You want to go click advanced settings. Scroll to the bottom there. Let's see if we got, so we have data structure instead. Add item. We're going to enter a name of the add item, draft _ text. And then we're going to have, yeah, that's fine. Yes. Yes. Great. Save. And we have this save. So let's give it a test. Always test and save. It's not going to have the tools yet, so it should just have a basic output. Okay, hi Alex, great to hear. Expand, you can see this is the message that it's going to send back via email. So we have that, and that's great. So the next item that we're going to want to install is a data store. The reason why the data store operates as a hub for all the information coming in, all the information coming out. Because there's an approval gate and we're going to say yes or no to whether this message is good or not, we need something to hold that information. Also, if we want to improve the messages being sent, let's say there's a successful message, meaning somebody responds back, we want to tag that and have the AI learn from that. And this is where Make.com's data stores really comes into play here. So what we can do here, maybe I can do it from here, I'm not sure. We're going to create a data store. and we're going to replace a record. So we have a few reply approvals. So let's go add. We're going to go reply approvals demo. Add reply approvals demo. Okay, yes, we can pretty much structure that from here. So let me get some more information on. So the first one, there's going to be key. The key is going to be a unique identifier, and I'm going to show you how to enter that information very, very soon, but I want to kind of leave that open for now. And we have the second thing, which is the reply to UUID. The next is the to email. Prospect, so the person who is getting that information there. We have the subject, add item. We have the draft text, that's that text that we saw there before. We have, let's see, status equals awaiting. I think it's awaiting response, awaiting approval. That's right. Add item. Oh, attempt count, attempt account. Count equals 1. You want to make this a number. Created at. You want to make this a date. Account, so the account that it was sent instantly. Reply. Prospect. Okay. You want the first name. Prospect. The last name. Prospect, and then the company. Prospect. Okay, I do believe we don't need that because the key is already in there. I could be wrong. I can always fix this. Let's save. Save. Okay, so we have our next thing that we're going to add. So let's add all of this. So we're going to have a unique ID. We're going to add that to the record every single time. That's in the key. We're going to add a floor with a function. Go out over here, get a random number. Great. We're going to times that, use some multiplication. And by 10,000. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then plus 1. What does this do? This creates a random number below 10,000, and essentially it texts you yes, key number, no key number to approve the message. And so to respond and to approve the message, you have to type yes number, no number, and then it acts accordingly. So every response has a key, a unique key to respond to. So let's go ahead and enter the rest of this information here. Let's go here, the key email ID, pros to email, so lead email, you got the subject. Okay, we have the draft text, parse JSON, amazing. We have awaiting approval, attempt account 1, created at, I think we can do now. Great, e-account, reply, so what the person replied text, I'm pretty sure. Okay, reply text, first name, where's first name? Hello, Alex Taylor. And then we have the company name. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. Let's open up our data store. And we will go ahead and click the demo. And let's see if this works. Run. Go ahead. Post. All right, record. Awesome. Let's go here, reload the page. Great. So we have all the information here with the key. So the last thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and get a Twilio message, create a message. So you want to text yourself for approval. Okay, so I have my phone number. If you don't have it, grab a phone number from Twilio. It's like $1 a month. Very inexpensive there. I'm going to text them my number. Okay. And what I'm going to have, I'm just going to copy paste here the body of the message. Voila. We're going to have the JSON. We're going to have the key and the key. All right. And then let's go ahead and space that out so you get a proper text. And finally, let's run this again. So we can see a little bit of the reasoning. I would love to see more of the reasoning as it's happening in real time. Okay, so we can see it created a response. And let's check my text messages. Okay, this is great. And so you can see it has the draft text. See what I'm replying to, automatium, reply. So we're going to build the second scenario now. So if I reply yes, it sends it. If I reply no, it does a rewrite. Fun stuff. I'm going to pause here for now. Okay, time to pop into the next scenario. Let's go to scenarios, go over here. For our second scenario, let's actually rename this first because I always forget to do this. SMS approval instantly send or rewrite. Great. Save. So because we're receiving a text message, we want to create a custom webhook. And let's go ahead and make this text demo. Save. Save. Copy to clipboard. And now what you're going to want to do, let's pop over here. This is Twilio here. You want to go to your active number, throw in your webhook over there. So whenever you receive a text message, this triggers and it gets sent here. So let's give this a test. Run this once. Pop over to my text messages. Yes, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We have all that information there. Now the next one is that, so then the next thing you want to do, Make now has MakeCode, if you didn't know. And now I have no clue how to run code, so I use ChatGPT to do this. I'll paste this code in the description below. And so essentially, let's do a copy paste it. And up at the top, it takes the body of the text and it parses that information and routes it properly. So what we have here is name body. As we can see here, there is body here, and it splits it between yes and the number here. So let's go body, and here. All right, so we're well on our way. And now you want to set up a router. So the second router is the easiest by far. So if it's not passed, so if, say, for example, if you do yes, please rewrite, and it's not in that formula, we want it to text you that result. And in order to get that result, because I'm not seeing it, we're going to have to run this. Open it up. Let's go. Let's type this whole thing. Great. So we should save here. We might be able to see it, but sometimes, yeah, you're going to have to reload the page. Not passed. Let's see, is valid. To rewrite, execution time. So is valid is equals to case insensitive, false. Okay, and now we're going to do a passed, which is the same thing. Is valid equals to true. You can do that, or you can do true. Up to you. But I'm just going to do true for now. All right, so if it is true, what ends up happening? I wanted to first get the record. So I wanted to, let's see, database, data store. And I wanted to get a record. And it gets the key there. So again, I want it to run and actually have test, data store, demo. Let me just run that test here, and let me actually do one. Yes, 1, 2, 3, so it gets there. Passed, and we want to replace it. So the key is approval ID. Great, so now we're working. Okay, so now it gets the entire record there with all that information that we pulled over here. Okay, we're going to then set up a router. Okay, so this is the first thing. If let's say if it's yes, right, then the condition is like the decision equal to, in case sensitive, yes, we want it to send that text message there. And now I had like the API, sending from the API key, but now I'm realizing that they updated it, send email. Let's see if it has that now, or email. It might have get email, reply to an email. Oh my gosh, okay. Email ID, I did not know this. This is new, I think. Reply UID, email account is the e-account, the subject, and we're not going to be able to test this because it's all demo. Maybe I'll set up a actual email module to test this out, but I've done this before with actual information. And if you have any questions, just pop it into the comment section there in draft text. Great. So we have all that information pulling there and sending there, and then we're going to set up another router. Okay. Update data store, because we don't want it to keep sending. Okay. Update a record. And so we want to choose the demo. And the key is going to be the approval ID. And I did not mean to rhyme all of that at once, but it just happened. Okay. And the status is sent. Okay. Ooh, so that is another one that we're missing there. And the status equals to awaiting approval. The reason why is that you don't want to keep sending and sending and sending, so it just catches it there. And then the last one, you want to go Twilio. Create, if I could spell. Twilio, create a message, and you just want it confirmed there, like pretty much it's sent. So you want to send phone number, select your phone number, your notification, and then you could put your number in. I might have to blur this out, but there we go. That it's sent. What am I doing? So I can't have to map it. Create body, voila. There it is, it's sent. Okay, so the next thing is the agent rewrite, which I love, I absolutely love. And so we're gonna go AI agent. And so this is gonna be a little bit more simple than the first one that we're gonna build. And again, you wanna do model, let's go that connection. Let's go, you know what? I'm gonna go Claude, because this is a little bit more basic in what I'm trying to output here. And so again, instructions, you rewrite emails when I say no, your job is to rewrite it, and I'll send, very, very similar. Okay, and so we're gonna get all this information here, input, we're gonna be prospect reply. Draft text, great, first name, last name, company. Okay. Is there anything else? I don't think so. It's the fun thing about testing it, right? And then again, we're going to update a record, very similar to see how many rewrites. And this is where you could actually filter over here. Like I only want 3, 4 rewrites, then that's when I know it's going to be pretty bonkers. And then we have, let's see, what does we want? The rewrite, draft text, because maybe the rewrite is great. And again, we need to run this in order to get there. So let's go ahead and unlink that, run it, and we will text myself new. Okay, passed, yay, sent over here, even though I didn't set this up, which I should, no, rewrite. Okay, so condition is new is the decision we want to make, and then boom, put it over here, voila, where is that rewrite? Maybe I have to reload the page again. Save, let's reload the page. Sometimes it happens with Make. Okay, boom, reply to approvals, key, we always want that key. Where are you, key? Response, the draft text is a response. The key is there. Is there anything else I want? Oh yeah, and then attempt account. So I'm just gonna put this formula in, parse in, and then it just adds the number. So let's say count is 1, it just creates another count. You can update whatever else you want, so pretty much sends that. And the next thing we wanna do, let's clone this to make this a little bit quicker, attach that there. Again, it's gonna let you know that the rewrite is ready. Grab that response. Do we really need this? The ID, not really. 2, do we need that either? I'm gonna say nah. And then lastly, ID to send. Where's that ID, that tricky ID? Tricky ID. Perfect, so let's go ahead and save. Ooh, I'm missing one. So let's go ahead and clone that. Let's see if that will work. I don't know. Yeah, okay, great. So that kept the filtering. Okay, so let's do one of these. Check the text again, man. Okay, now magically align. This should be good to send. So let's go new. Let's see if it does the rewrite. see. Agent's thinking. Wondering. Okay. I need more information to rewrite the email draft. What information do you need? You have all that information. Is it not pulling here? Request approval. Oh, I don't think I'm going for the demo. Right. Okay, so there's no record of this here, I don't think. Need more information. Okay, I see. So let's go all the way from the top here, just so we can not get confused. Let's go here. Let's delete all of these incomplete executions, history. Run. Wait for new data. Let's go post that. Boom. It's thinking. Okay, and then we're waiting. Again, this would be really nice if I knew how they were reasoning or how they were thinking here. But either way, nice. So let's go new. Okay, let's run this. No. Okay, pushes it over here. And boom, all right, does the rewrite. And then it updates here. So we have that dandy. Now, I can't test this technically because I don't want to show people like information or data or anything like that. And there's quite a bit of workaround I have to do that. So if you do want to test if this portion is working, I'm going to actually make this available to you and have like a demo. So pretty much you can replace that and have the same email prospect subject draft and make sure that all sends and attaches that there instead if you want to replace that. But for the purposes of this video, I want to show you these Make AI agents and how they work more importantly. So we'll just leave that there for now. Again, if it's yes, it sends it to the person. If it's no, it does the rewrite. If you mess it up, it tells you to send it properly. Here's the magic of it. Come on. So we've popped it back into the instantly reply intake approval gate. This is where we're going to set up the Make AI agent, the new way to do things. And so let's go ahead and add a tool. Oh, I'm going to have to reload this page. Okay, again, so we've set up explicit instructions. Let's go one by one. Read the prospect's reply. Identify explicit intent, so we know the prospect's reply. Analyze sentiment and classify intent. So the first tool we're going to grab is, I think it's sentiment. Yeah, analyze sentiment. There we go. Sweet. So let's go ahead and grab that over there. I'm going to name this Analyze sentiment, and I'm going to change this a bit. So instead of like positive, neutral, negative, I'm going to do something a little bit different, which is interested, not interested, out of office, unsubscribe. No, this is fine. This is known as the sentiment. That's fine as well. That's fine. And then we're going to have a model. That could be a little bit lower, honestly. It doesn't have to be that high. And then the text is the reply text. Appreciate you reaching out. I'm interested. Yada, yada, yada. And then return the description of the sentiment. Correct. Yes. So we have that tool there. Now, one of the bogeys that I had is when I was setting this up before, I was doing this, but I wasn't explicit and strict about the order. So it wasn't calling these things and I couldn't determine why. So it's in beta mode. So hopefully the next iteration of the Make AI agents, there's more information as to why it's not pulling that information, or it could help you out in a way. And also You can chat with the agent too, which is super dope. So I also want to show you like what I'm sending as well. So appreciate you reaching out. I'm interested, happy to hear more. So let's go ahead and run this. I don't want to keep sending text. So let's just disengage that for now and disengage that for now. Let's go ahead and run. Wait for new data. Let's post. There we go. So there we go. It gets the tool, pulls it back. Again, analyze sentiment. It's still thinking and writing its response. All right, so let's see the response. Again, great. That works there. Let's keep going with the tooling process and see how far we can go down. All right. So analyze sentiment. We have retrieve campaign, instantly campaign, retrieve lead details from instantly, pull available enrichment data from instantly, always perform a web search, CRM duplicate, that's for Notion, calendar logic. Let's just go ahead and add all these. So if I go up, the first thing I want to do is Notion, so search objects. Okay. And so the tool is search CRM, existing lead. I don't want duplicate leads. Great. And then let me go ahead and just quickly throw in a tool description there. Searching for a CRM to check if a lead exists based on the email or company name, just on the email. That's it. Use this before creating a new lead. If matching lead is found, do not create new lead. Okay, so it's given additional instructions there. I'm not too sure if that is even necessary because it is a tool, but I'm just going to keep it as is for now. So the next thing we're going to do is set up the configuration. I'm going to search for my CRM in Notion. If you want the CRM as well, I can set that up and add that to the description. Okay, so we're going to have one. We're going to have an email. We're going to make sure it equals, and then we're going to have the email here, lead email. Perfect. We have the next tool. Let's keep going down the line. Let's make it the enrichment tool. So let's add a tool. I wonder if instantly add like lead. I do have to do the API for this. So let's make an API call. And the tool for this one is, in my notes, I have get lead information and enrichment. And then we're going to have prospect company industry enrichment data. Let's see, we have the call there, which is a post. And we have where is it? Post. Don't let the agent decide. Leads list. And then we have a query at the bottom there. Amazing. Search limit 1. Next tool. All right, so we have a knowledge base now. This is really cool. You can add a knowledge base. So I have a knowledge base here. It's super basic. I'm still working on this, especially because I'm not entirely sure how, like all my responses that are good and everything like that. But for the purposes of this demo, I did this. So JSON text CSV. So I have Automatium responder already exists. So this already exists in in another module there. So I'm going to go ahead and rename it something else over here. So maybe duplicate. And then I'll name it demo. Not Dino, demo. Save. Wicked. Now we have an agent knowledge base. So this is another one I've seen during Ed8n builds, and I really liked it. So if you can look at calendars as well. So say, for example, somebody goes, yeah, send me some times. It looks at your calendar, make sure that you're, when you're not busy, when you're free, and it sends them some dates there. And so you can configure this to however you are whatever you would like essentially. But what I want to do for this is number one, I want to set the calendar. So my main calendar, which is my, oh, I don't want that calendar. I want my Gmail. Great. Boom. Date from what to what date. So to set the range as well, let me do some formula. Let's go add days. Add days now. And then let's add like looking 9 days ahead. And then now. So that is all set. We'll go ahead and save that there. What's the next thing I want to do? The next thing I want to do is create the CRM lead information. Create new database item. Okay, so if there's a lead that comes in, I want to automatically create that lead in there. Boom. So I can follow up with this person. So let's get that information going here. It's taking a bit to load. I think I have first name, last name. Yeah, here we go. I'm not going to let it fill there. Let's go first name, last name, company name. Where's the company name? Great. Email, the main stuff. Lead email, not my email. And then what else do I have here? I want to assign. Do I have anything else? I want to do industry, contact Twitter, newsletter. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Lead owner Harrison, analytics, surname. Let's do the last name. Great. Anything else for now? I think that's good. Add that there. Perfect. Okay, let's do another one here. Oh, and Make just came up with this cool tool. It's in beta as well, but let's just rock it. Oh, no, search web, I think. Where was that? Search web. Sweet. So we're going to search the company. Let's go ahead and generate company context and then add there. And then we're going to add the text, the company name. No, that's the campaign name. Company name is that one there. Okay. Okay, and then we have the get lead information. Now, let's say, for example, I want the tool to get the campaign information. Maybe there's certain campaign stuff. So let's go get campaign data, right? Campaign offer, what's being pitched, so they know the angle. In order for AI to work for you, you need to give it as much context as possible. Campaign ID. Obviously, this is a whack campaign ID. But I'm going to use in post like actual data. I'm not going to show you that data, but just for the case of this. And then lastly, I want a full email history. So I want it to like understand the context of what's happening. Maybe this is overkill, but I do it anyways. Because again, you can always subtract. It's harder to add, I guess. Get email data. Let's go email ID. Email. Where's that? Email ID is perfect. Get email history. There we are. And there we are. All right, so we have all of our tools in place. Let's connect this. Save, auto align. I'm going to go to Postman. I'm going to block out this portion because I don't want you to see actual data, but I have to make this a webhook here. I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, I'm not going to click the body, but now we can click wait for new existing data, send, and make sure all of it triggers. You can see the reasoning as well while it works. So it's analyzing sentiment. And as you remember getting full email history, there's a process. It's getting the campaign, getting the enrichment information there, generating company context, just a dummy company. So it's not going to be any information really. Agents thinking, searching existing CRM, searching existing leads. And I'm pretty sure this lead already exists, so it's not going to call it. Okay, it was. Maybe I haven't created that lead. Output, expand. We can see more information, which is great, but when it doesn't work, it's hard to see why it wasn't called, like the thinking behind it. Getting busy free information, right? Seeing my whole calendar, seeing what's good there. It's doing quite a bit of work. And the response. Great. Let's check the text response. Boom. As you can see, has a response with some times in the slot there. And you can see here, it's ready. So let's pop over here and set this knowledge base up. So all this one really needs is to look at what was sent past, especially because all of this information is already there. It has the context, what it needs. I don't want it to be super overkill. So we want to go add tool, data store. And if we're thinking about GPT, it's because this is Claude. This is a Claude model, so it's going to write it a little bit differently. So let's go search records. Okay, we're going to ask it to search a past reply. Okay, and then there we go. Only return replies that are prior. Save that. And let's see this run now. No. Okay, it didn't even search the past reply. Right? Just did a little bit different rewrite. So if you really want to push it, say rewrite, constraints, process, this has to be explicitly like, let's look at the other one. You'll see the difference. Process, strict order. So let's rewrite this. Process, strict order. And see if it does actually pull the data from before. Still not. And so this is the issue that I've been coming into. So if I even go to past runs, I would love to see reasonings as to why it thinking agent response, right? Like why it didn't pull the past response or why it didn't search past reply. Maybe it's something in my thinking. And let's go back. Maybe something human error. Human error, as you see, it has the draft text. So it doesn't need this. Okay, so we don't even need that there, but I'm going to keep it there just in case. If anything, if I need something, if I need to figure out how to add things to here, it's always good to have. So those are the two builds. And so once you get comfortable enough with this here, how do you make it just auto respond once it's like foolproof? All you need to do is take this here, Command C, come over here, Command V, delete this here, and connect, and align. And there you have it. This is a autoresponder to the fullest automated degree, where it happens, it reads, sends it away, and lets you know that it's sent. So you go from two scenarios to one once you're comfortable. My approach is always human first, and that's pretty much how to do it. Okay, so when it comes to setting this up, I'll have all the resources down below. And again, you can combine these two scenarios to make it automatic. If you're a complete beginner with Make.com, or you have a little bit of experience, looking to take your knowledge to the next level and further down with AI agents, I would love to hear from you. Click on the link below to my website and reach out. That's it for this video. If you learned something or enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like. Helps me out a ton. And I appreciate you guys to making it to the end of this one. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, thanks.